thanks to Melanie for sponsoring this reaction.
Welcome back to another EP sponsored reaction. This one right here is Psych, Season 1, Episode number 3. Do not forget to like and subscribe. Hit the notification bell as well. Tell a friend to tell a friend. We love doing this every day. That's what we do, people. And now we're watching Psych with you. It also helps the algorithm when you do that. So keep doing it.
Shout out to executive producer Melanie for sponsoring this reaction. It's been like
Ages.
8 months since we watched the last episode. So a couple comments from the last episode, which was, it does say 8 months ago. Is starting with Faye, who says, I really love this show. I remember that Juliet always inspired me as a really strong female character at the time of airing. I know there are stronger characters now, but I really admired Juliet at this time. I also really related with Sean and his dad. His dad always gave him things to do with a reason as a kid, and my parents did the same, but since they always had a reason, it strengthened me as a person. Hope this one gets voted as a new show. I will definitely vote for it. Great reaction. Thanks, guys, and thank you, Jesse. Then we have William Green saying, yeah, this is an amazing show. Sean is probably my favorite character. Anyways, you should really watch the opening credits for the show because sometimes they change the language or rhythm of the song depending on the theme of the episode. Also, the opening credits really sets the right tone when viewing. Croyval says, Psych was one of the first shows I ever binged, and the third one I have fully watched completely through more than 3 times. First being Scrubs, second being It's Always Sunny. Love it. And then N10 the 10th says, the pieces are coming together. We now have the full main cast, and the personalities are starting to come into focus. Fortunately, Sean and Gus were great from the beginning, so the other characters could be developed at a good pace without the show feeling boring. This episode was great for showing how Sean's upbringing made him the person he is now, and even though he resents his dad's parenting, it's given him a skill that he can use to his advantage. Alright guys, let's jump into Psych episode 3 right now. You should get up with me so we can go. Oh my goodness, 1985.
Hey, Sean. What in the world do you think you're doing?
Hide and seek.
I don't think so.
But you said we could.
Not like that.
That's how you play.
Not in my house. Sean, you can't tell a suspect like that. Look how loud you are. Your perp is going to hear you coming from every turn.
How loud you are.
Those things smack every time you take a step. Now, if you're going to wear them when you compete, you got to get...
Compete?
On the balls of your feet. Balls of your feet. You take deliberate steps. You don't know where he is. He shouldn't get to know where you are. He's invisible. You're invisible. Now you've leveled the playing field.
Can I go now?
No, you're going to learn to do the little things right. For instance, when you peer around a corner, I want you to stay down low, because you see they're expecting you up here at eye level. When you walk down a hall, check the grains of the carpet. We just vacuumed, right? And never, ever again do I ever want to hear you slam a door when you can pull it closed.
But we're just playing.
Well, play right, Sean. Or don't play at all.
Jesus.
Well, you know.
Sean, he's not in here.
Stay low.
So you can't sleep one like this.
Vital is that we maintain the utmost secrecy on this heist. The Attorney General does not want his son's wedding disrupted any more than it's already been.
Well, how will we explain our presence to the press?
We don't. Just let him stew.
Well, that's one approach, but if I may suggest, I once wrote a paper regarding press releases and such, and... Sorry. Your idea sounds great.
I know it does.
Get the board.
Can I help you, sir? I'm just listening. For what? For what?
I like how they're doing his, like, viewing thing.
Lyme disease, rickets, vitaminosis, legionnaires, bubonic, you name it. I want you to listen to something. Do you hear that? We have spores in the wall. Spores? You know where else they are? In the planter. You know where else? Everywhere.
Who called you? What?
Mike, this is a big joke to you. I don't answer Mike. Have you seen Mike lately? Mike can kiss my ass. I was called in by the state inspector himself. Are you all aware how dangerous this is?
Hell yes, I am.
Good. I'm glad. I need access to this whole place. Elevator.
You couldn't tell them apart from nobody else. You can be like, I don't know who that is.
Sensing work.
I mean, has he been on anything else
Here.
yet?
Expecting to get into the room.
Sean, you can't do that.
Of course I can. I worked at the Hampton Inn for that 3-day weekend in Austin when we were 19. I know you remember that. Gus, this is so easy. Try making a key.
I would want to try to make it.
Do that rule. Nope, it isn't. Let's move. What are you talking about? We haven't stepped foot in there. Gus, do you need the remedial course? Really? Uncle Leo left his wallet on the table. Criminals are sneaky, jaded, suspicious people. They're smart and defensive. This guy has a reason to be trusted.
I love this. I love the breakdown of like the way that he sees shit.
Sean?
You just randomly go in the room?
Hey, your door was open.
Oh, it was?
Yes, and I was worried that something horrible had happened. You're okay?
Yeah.
I told you we didn't have to come in here. They're fine. Everybody's fine. This is my associate Gus. You can just call him Peter Panic.
You're panic.
So, believe me, I am only here to help. In fact, I was actually hoping to discuss the possibility. I shook my hand like I stole something.
Why these rooms look good?
See?
I think this is all
So
the
I
wedding
can't do this
party.
job now.
You know, just keep marching in everybody's room.
Wow. That is about as orange as you can get.
Which suspect's room is this?
Lassiter's.
The head detective? Ooh, he has his own room?
Perhaps paid for by the city.
No. This is going too far. We're not staying.
Gus, we need these witness statements. It's not exactly like we're being overwhelmed with cooperation here. Oh, Lacey. Lacey, you can sink my boat. Toss me the remote. Whoa! What do you got? You got anything good?
I hate to say it, but yeah. The Attorney General has an insurance policy on the ring. He'll collect a cool $3 million on it as long as it still belongs to him, which it does. Only.
Good plan. You got about 5 minutes. I already know who did it.
No, you don't. How's that possible? Between all that, when you said your girlfriend just had an aneurysm because she got the wrong bouquet, you had the time to put all that out your mind and solve the case.
Gus.
What?
And now, for a moment of silence.
Gus, I seriously do have a guess.
Probability of being right?
I don't know, high 60s?
Close your mouth.
The person's in the room. The thief could potentially escape. Shouldn't I stop the wedding?
No! Under no circumstances are you allowed to stop this wedding.
If there's any reason why these two should not be wed,
Y'all too?
speak now or
any-
forever
any
hold your
reason?
peace.
I'm gonna have to do it.
I have
I'm
something.
gonna do it.
It's not necessarily marriage related. I hope that's not.
Sir, please.
I know who stole the ring.
You cannot do this, Sean. This wedding has taken over a year to plan.
You do.
You're doing the chief.
I can see it.
Chief,
I can feel it. The florist. The florist bailed on her. The bouquets, you're in a last-minute batch of materials, and the bouquets would now have to be crafted by hand. There was no other time but now. You looked for a way out, but there was none. You had a $5 million ring that was about to be discovered missing any minute, hidden in your palm. And you were going to have to pull an all-nighter in a room with 8 other people. You thought you could get back into the cooler later and grab it. But they kept their flowers locked up. So you had to have your specific bouquet, or else. Lacey, you're not an unreasonable person. You're just a thief. Or at least, you were a thief. Until Diedrich Mannheim called, told you that he was on you. He wanted a piece of that action too. Or he was going to the police. You tried to take him down. He got rough. It got ugly. It was all spinning out
Oh, that
of
shit in the
control.
kitchen needs to be cleaned up now.
Eventually they were going to find that body. So you started laying out clues. You sent the police off in all directions. Because you'd grown up hearing all about crime scenes. I would say that's fortuitous because you knew just what to leave, didn't you?
I have worked 18 hours a day on this wedding. I have sacrificed my weekends. I will not be treated this way.
Why? The wedding don't look that elaborate.
Then show us your bouquet, Lacey.
Or are you just really slow at working on weddings? Cause
Whoa, she's running.
it looks very normal, man.
You have to chase her too? Well, we have no evidence except for that ring.
So you gonna try to run in the hills?
This guy was not in my room. I've never seen him before.
You got a room?
Why?
We should have a party.
Get out of my sight.
We should have a party.
Thank you, Bobby. Interpol appreciates both of your efforts.
I love weddings.
Don't you?
I didn't exactly think it was appropriate for you to give the toast.
Well, the best man was unprepared, someone had to step in. Besides, it's like a practice run for your wedding.
You are not going to be my best man.
You bet your ass I am. I've already picked out which song I'm singing at the altar.
Really?
You still like Ted Nugent? Remind me to show you your vows. Can you make you cry? Got it.
Alright, that was episode 3 of Psych. And you know, I like the way that he uses his pretend psychic abilities. It is a little over the top, but it's very entertaining when he does it. I mean, it is just showboating all day long. And he is using that in conjunction with his natural skill of attention to detail. And it's just so, it's beautifully done. I love his partner, his friend with him, that just goes along with it. I'm sure he's going to get more involved as we go, as he gets more comfortable with some of the damn cases that they get in there. But babe, you called it already. Yeah, it was old girl. I mean, it's pretty much predictable. This episode right here, you can see it on the video. You know, you thought they was going to go with the glitchy thing and maybe have to like find it. No, it wasn't that elaborate. It was just a quick sleight of hand and then boom. It was a done deal.
And you called that, so you called the sleight of hand.
Yeah, but I thought it was going to be like the daddy because then it's $3 million. But yeah, you know, the girl was on there. So, yeah, I mean, that worked out on there. I mean, other than that, I thought it was a pretty good episode. I really like the way that he does his psychic thing. So if that's his thing. And then I like the way that they use the graphics too to show, you know, how he does it. So that's always going to be fun right there. And if we can get some more elaborate cases going on, it'll probably be more of a good time. So enjoyed this one. Good pick, guys. Can't wait to see what you got next time.
Shout out again to executive producer Melanie for sponsoring this reaction. Yeah, I totally agree. I think the highlight of every time he's deducing, like especially when he's like, what, you didn't just see what I saw? Let me break it down. This is everything I saw. I love stuff like that. That's very much like House and other shows that we've seen. And I think to your point, if it was a more elaborate scheme, it's going to heighten that experience so much more. The fact that we could predict where it was going this episode takes away from that a little bit because you want him to be the smartest guy in the room. I don't want to figure it out before he does, kind of thing. But I think that was a highlight, and I do like. I'm curious to see how Gus evolves because I like him as Sean's as the friendship there, and he's more grounded and keeps everybody on the ground, so to speak. But I also like the fact that Gus has interests that could help cases too. So the fact that
we haven't did it yet.
But the fact that they alluded like he likes cases or like he likes the safes and stuff like that, I thought they were going to tap into that a little bit more this episode. But I'm curious to see if that's something they explore more down the way, because then that would enhance his character and what he adds to this show as well. And I also have to say, Sean's ability to lie on the spot, like his ability to just like come up with shit and like all of that is super entertaining as well. So I like to see where that develops from here on out as well, because he's great at that. That was just really good. And all in all, I thought it was a very entertaining episode, and I am interested and intrigued to see where it goes from here, and as we continue to develop the characters and also develop some of the plots, and especially if they get a little bit more difficult as far as solving them. I think it could be really good. So yeah, I thought that was great. Thank you again to executive producer Melanie for sponsoring this reaction.
Yep. All right, well look, thank you guys again for watching another EP sponsor reaction for Psych, season 1, episode number 3, and until next time, people, peace.